This is going to be a position to begin to load the extensors of the forearm. This is a position that's been shown a Mulligan technique, and I don't want to say that I'm exactly getting his technique correct, but as I stand in the doorway, the idea is that I want to have something that blocks my humerus from moving, and then I want to take my opposite hand and I want to provide a little bit of a lateral glide to my forearm. So it doesn't have to be really hard, and a lot of times you have this chunk of muscle here. I want to try and get my thumb right underneath that muscle because I do feel kind of like a bony prominence there that I want to lightly press on. So I get my thumb right underneath that little wad of muscle in my forearm, and then I have the rest of my hand very lightly just pushing across, okay? And I'm maintaining that light pressure initially as I just try and grip. So people who have tennis elbow or lateral elbow pain, a lot of times gripping forcefully is painful. Typically, this pressure a lot of times will modulate or diminish the pain. So I may start off having someone just grip for anywhere between 30 seconds to 2 minutes, right? And once they can do the gripping for 2 minutes and it doesn't hurt, the next step would be to actually go into a little bit of wrist extension, down and up with the gripping, right? So I'm not really forcing myself into like up here as high as I can, but I am letting my hand kind of drop down and come up into some extension as I grip. Same thing, minimum of 30 seconds, maximum of 2 minutes. Once a person can achieve 2 minutes, then they're ready to grab a light weight in their hand. So a light dumbbell, I would just, same thing, maintain the sustained pressure into the forearm, holding the dumbbell, moving into light wrist extension. Same idea here, I'm not trying to forcefully get up as high as I can. I'm thinking more about going as low as I can to where I'm lengthening the muscle and coming up into just slight extension. The idea with this whole movement is to try and keep the feeling from going to the typical painful locations in the elbow and try and keep, if anything, more of a fatigue sensation into the muscles in the back of the forearm. So as you're doing this, your goal is to get more of a feeling in the back of the forearm, and as soon as you start to get the very beginning of pain here, you stop, right? You don't want to push into that because that's basically you now fatiguing here and starting to go back to loading that sensitive area, which done too much will agitate it. So hopefully this same thing, just so you see, it's just a light pressure across, it's straight across, pushing just underneath that muscle belly, having the doorway here to block my upper arm from moving as I go through those positions I discussed.